What's up guys, Matt Day here, and today's episode is going to be a little bit different than the usual episode, and we're actually going to be taking some photos here in my office, which is basically like my studio space, and we're going to be taking some portraits of my wife Molly. Now if you guys follow me or Molly on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, you're probably aware of the fact that Molly is about 5 months pregnant, and we're going to be taking some photos today that are sort of like maternity style portraits, just in front of a clean white wall, really simple portraits. And while we were planning on doing this, I thought it would be a really cool episode to show you guys kind of the entire process from start to finish. And we're going to be using some film and flash. So it's a little bit different than the usual thing where if you're shooting film outside and you've got natural light, stuff like that. So I thought it would be a really cool episode for you guys to check out and maybe learn something from it, you know, hopefully. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So I'll kind of talk you guys through the setup here. We're going to be using a Hasselblad 500cm. If you guys haven't seen the episode I did on this, be sure to check that out. But this is a medium format camera, and we're going to be shooting 120 film, and that's going to be Kodak Tri-X, which is a 400 speed black and white film. Pretty much, you know, the standard black and white film. It's what I always shoot with. And we've got a couple lenses to work with. We've got the 80mm f2.8, and we've also got the 150mm f4. Now the 80mm is more of your normal standard field of view lens on a medium format, but on medium format, if you're shooting a 150mm lens, it's going to give you that longer focal length, which is really good for portraits. So we're going to use both of these today and kind of see what works best. And we're also going to be using this, prism finder as well. So that's the camera we're going to be using. As far as the lighting goes, over here we've got a Yongnuo YN562, and that's just a regular speed light, and it's a really affordable speed light for what it's capable of. And that's going to be firing through a Westcott rapid box. And what a rapid box is basically it's constructed like a softbox, but the light that it puts out is more like a beauty dish because of the way it's set up. So I plan on doing a video on that in the future, but that's what we're going to be using today as sort of our main light. And the Yongnuo is going to be firing at about 1/4 power through that. And as far as the setup goes, you guys will see in the video, but it's about a foot or so above where my head is, and just a few feet away. So it's a really simple setup. It's basically at a 45-degree angle, and that's going to be the key light. Now over here on the side, we're going to be using this Impact Octacool 9, which is basically just a standard 9-bulb fluorescent continuous light, which is great for video, but also while doing some tests today, I noticed that it was a pretty good subtle fill light. So that's what's going to be over here on this side of me, basically at the same degree as the Yongnuo is. So that's going to be a bit of a fill light over here, and yeah, that's going to be the lighting setup. Now, when it comes to firing the flash for the Hasselblad here, normally what you would use is something like this, which these are Pocket Wizard +2 transceivers, and normally one would go on the camera and one would go over there plugged into the flash, but you need a hot shoe to be able to do this. So I don't have a hot shoe here on the Hasselblad, so what I did instead is grabbed an old really long PC sync cord, and I'm going to run that directly from the flash all the way here to my camera and plug it into the lens. And that's how I'm going to be able to fire the flash every time I press the shutter. Now the reason I plugged it into the lens and not the camera body is because the lens has a leaf shutter, meaning the shutter is inside the lens. So what that's going to allow me to do is sync at any flash speed that I want whenever I'm shooting. You know, normally you're stuck with a certain maximum flash speed. Like on a lot of old film cameras, it was somewhere around 1/50th, 1/60th. A lot of new DSLRs, your standard flash sync is going to be somewhere around 1/200th, 1/250th, sometimes 1/320th. But with the leaf shutter camera, you're going to be able to sync at any speed you want. So that's going to be really fun to shoot at 1/500th of a second with the flash. So that's how we're going to be shooting today. And yeah, it's pretty simple. As far as metering for the flash, all we had to do was set this to flash mode, and this is the L308B from Sekonic. Really affordable, really good light meter. And basically you just hit the measure button and press the test button for the flash, and you see how much light you're getting there. And what I got was 1/500th of a second at f5.6, and that was for 400 speed film, which, like I said, is what Tri-X is, and that's what we're going to be shooting. So really simple to get your settings. And as far as seeing how the light falls, what a lot of people would do back in the day is have a Polaroid back for their camera, because with a lot of medium format cameras, as you can see, you can take the back off and throw a different one on. So people would usually get a Polaroid back, so that way every time you move the flash, you take a shot and you can actually see right there, what the flash looks like, how the flash is falling, because with a continuous light, you can move it around however you want. You can actually see right in front of you how it's falling. But with a flash, you don't get to see that. So what we get to do nowadays with digital is take a photo and look at it immediately. But with this, you can't do that. So that's what the Polaroid back was for. But I don't have a Polaroid back for this. So what I did was took the Nikon D750, took some test shots with that, and basically just relayed the settings directly from the Nikon over to this. So I knew exactly what I wanted to shoot at because of the light meter, but the reason I used the digital to check it is because that's going to give me a better idea as to how the light is falling. And like I said, the lighting setup that we have, it's nothing crazy. It's a really simple, basic lighting setup, but still, it's always nice to be able to check. So that's everything that we're setting with, or we're working with. That's all the settings, and yeah, I think I've said more than enough, so we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so we got everything set up here. I've got the Hasselblad on the tripod, and because of the height of the tripod here, I'm not going to be using a waist level finder because I can't really get over top of it. So I've got the prism finder here, and I'm all ready to go. Took the dark slide out so I didn't forget that because I pretty much do every time. So now we're ready. So Molly, let's see. Let me see where you're at here. I think I want to get the first shot basically just kind of like right where your hands are, up to the top of your head there. Let's see, that looks good. Okay, make sure it's in focus. All right, go ahead and take the first shot here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, and let's see, go ahead and turn straight towards me a little bit and kind of rest your hands down there on the bottom of your stomach. Yeah. I was going to say that way. Show off that ring of yours. And let's see, I want to get this like right in front. No. This is going to be cropped like right at your shoulders. And there we go, we're in focus. Actually, I'm going to bring this back just a little bit so I don't cut off your fingers or anything. Okay, right there is good. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, awesome. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch lenses here. So, to make sure I don't mess anything up, I'm going to put the dark slide back in. Unplug that. And I'm going to swap lenses here. So I'm going to switch to the 80mm, and this way I can get a little bit more of you in the frame, because with the 50mm at this distance I can't really fit a whole lot into the frame. So make sure my settings are set back to that again, 1/500th of a second at 5.6. There we go, this is much better. Now I can fit a lot more into the frame. Kind of come up just a little bit right there. Awesome. Okay, so just like that, that same kind of pose, but maybe kind of just bring your chin down just a little bit. Yeah, and just kind of have your eyes down like that. Okay, right there looks good. 1, 2, 3. It flashed, didn't it? Okay. Straighten up towards me and kind of keep your hands just like that. And maybe if you want to shift your weight to one side just a little bit. I know you're pretty center weighted right now. All right. And I'm going to come over on this side just a little bit, kind of frame you over here. And kind of tilt your head a little bit this way. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher. Right. Yeah, that's a lot better. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to have you smile for this one. So, you ready? Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to get one more of this, and then I think I'm actually going to take some with the Pentax as well. I wasn't planning on doing that, but yeah, I think that'll be fun. And with that one, it's got a really slow sync speed, so I'll probably just use the continuous light for that one. But yeah, so let me get one more shot of this real quick. Let's see. Let's get another one where you're kind of turned that way just a little bit, and kind of bring your hands back. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, and I like that how you are, no smile or anything. Just okay, and bring your left elbow back a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. We're going to switch over to the Pentax, and I'll be shooting with just the continuous light. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So since we're not using a flash, I'm going to be switching this over to ambient mode, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a reading right here in front where the light is falling, and it's giving me a reading of f2.0 at 500. Now the widest I can go with my aperture on this lens is 2.4, because this is the 105mm f2.4. So I'm going to go ahead and just shoot at 2.4 and underexpose it just by a tiny little bit, and put my shutter speed at 1/500th of a second. And the reason I'm not using a flash is because this camera has a really slow sync speed of, I believe, 1/30th of a second, unless you're using a specific lens. But this is the 105, like I said, so we're just going to use only the continuous light here. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so let's see how close I can get here with this. I think that should be good. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm going to shoot at 2/50th of a second instead of 500. We'll shoot both and see how it goes. So this is 2.4 at 1/250th. Go ahead and rest your hands like that, how you were before. Right there. Yeah, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. And now I'll shoot at f2.4 at 1/500th of a second, and we'll kind of compare the two and see how that goes. Right there. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get one a little bit lower, I think, and maybe shoot this landscape. So kind of how you had your head down a minute ago. Yeah, just like that. And kind of turn this way a little bit less, sorry. Come back this way. Right there. Right there is good. Yeah, and keep your head down just like that. That looks awesome. All right. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And step back just a tiny bit. Perfect. And kind of keep your head to the side like you just did, but kind of bring your eyes up towards me here. Right there. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. All right, and I'm going to get one more just like this, and kind of go ahead and have your hands maybe on top of your bump, and just kind of shift your weight a little bit like you did a little bit ago. There you go, got it. All right, and I'm gonna have you smiling at me. Right there, perfect. Okay, so go ahead and smile, real smile right there. 1, 2, 3, got it. All right, guys, so that's it for this episode. I hope you guys like this. I wanted to do something a little bit different than, just me talking to the camera. So hopefully this was somewhat educational, or at least just interesting or fun to watch. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you to my wife for allowing me to put this out on the internet. Thanks to our dog Taker for being really good at operating the GoPro. And yeah, that's it for today. So we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.